Hello, my COPA compliant audience. I am Title Pending, and this is a very kind of serious and depressing video. Sorry to sound excited about it. I'm not. It is kind of a serious video. Unrealistic deadline. What you're going to hear about this video is I'm going to bring you up to speed with the project that I signed up for around October. And unfortunately, through a series of extensions, mishaps, illnesses, sicknesses, and other stuff I can't necessarily go into detail about, we are on a final extension, which the details of that would be, well, hard to get into. It'd be like starting the end of a chapter or end of a book. I have done a series of videos related to this project. I'm going to figure out how to dish them out, and I'm going to do a debrief even if we fail. So currently we're an amazing team. I'm just kind of talking about this right now. Now I'm extremely busy, but the other reason why I'm taking time to make this video is if you are interested in helping the project, this would be a paid position. There's about $2,000 in it for you. If you are a .NET experienced developer with Godot experience who can also do custom builds, custom image, engines, so forth and so on. I'll be talking more about that towards the end of the video. First, let's get into the main event, the show. I didn't know how bad this was, this schedule, and this is called the Doom Project, because apparently it is doomed, and I don't think it is. I think we're close to actually finishing something. But these are some of the feedback related to this schedule. This is the schedule right here. Prototype. The idea is to have a prototype and get it up in 4 days or 3 days, 1 day to catch up. Now, where does that come from? That comes from an experienced developer that luckily gave us a consultation for fun. Didn't pay him a dime. He just said, you guys are screwed. I want to see how screwed you are. And we had a heart-to-heart. We had a lot of talking. Some of it got serious, but a lot of it also was just hilarious. So I'm glad that, at least for entertainment purposes, this project has been a blast. Now, we look at this here, and so prototype in 4 days. Then what we have is we had some client feedback. In this case, the producer would be the programmer. The client would be me. I guess I should put producer for the second one. I'll fix that later in the contract. Then finally, there's an evaluation period, which is like a day or half a day off. And then it goes right back into programming. And then we have a final sign-off on the 20th. So 9 days left, including today, is what we are looking at. 9 days and 9 days only for this final extension. But in reality, we have to get an earlier build 4 days in. Once we get that earlier build in, then we can start, evaluating it, bug testing, so forth and so on. That is the plan. We've been in this kind of situation over and over again. As you can see from some of the... hey, this is a public Facebook, so I'm just showing public highlights. And again, if anyone from the group is watching this, I love you guys, okay, and gals, or whoever else is on that group. This is just me making a video about it. I predict a release date around the 12th of February. Hilarious. Again, this is supposed to be done in November. In my opinion, you should subdivide. This is actually some really good advice right here. In my opinion, you should subdivide and estimate very specific tasks and compose those larger ambiguous tasks. This will give you a much clearer estimate of what really needs to be done. Aside, if you have no unit tests or automation, you're in for a long road of manual testing. And that's, we kind of already been in a long road of manual testing. We're in an experiment phase with a possible solution in mind. Okay, 6 days from prototype to final game. Yeah, that's this crazy talk right there. Do you have any evidence of past performance? This is actually a good tip, another great tip from Corey here. Do you have any evidence of past performance that parties involved can deliver such a vague task in such a short time? Yeah, we do. We do. So that's the thing that we have here. Yeah, so that's the thing. I did reply. I'm not going into any like specifics, but illness hit the team. Everybody, I think, has. Well, I've been sick. I got sick. Some other people got sick, and 8 days affected someone really near and dear to the project. Again, I don't want to say specifics because there might be legalities to that. So here we go. It's not realistic. Oh, God. This makes deadlines at my previous job seem tame in comparison. That person obviously probably quit that job. This is crunch. We're basically in crunch. They asked a good question. I told them what the GMLS is. Should I show the reply? Sure, why not? I show the reply what the GML is. I blank out like the company information. Again, nothing specific, but I do talk about like it is basically the Java 5 EE server. And if you haven't been following the project at all, where I've been posting asking for help, this thing runs on Java 5 EE. It's been hell. Okay, ask what happens if this goes late. Well, I gave a big reply to this one. It's really kind of sad. People's jobs might be at stake. 2 companies might go bankrupt. He didn't mention about an internal document, so this is a good thing. I guess I didn't post well enough where it does seem like an internal document. Everybody who sees this I've already kind of talked to about the project, so they kind of know things like what is the GLMS, what's the Oracle database, so forth and so on. In fact, tonight I might be hiring someone in maybe an hour or about 4 hours. We'll see how this goes related to this project. But again, it's an if, so if you see this and you see what the project entails, kind of where we're stuck at, you feel you can help, give me a shout out. This is a paid job. But as you can see by the schedule, you also kind of have to work on it full time. Yeah, we talked about the whole thing right there. So, this is funny. Oh, did he reply? Definitely a song. We'll call it the Death March. Oh my god. This could barely have been a slow death. There's a lot of crying, but we're laughing about everything else. So there you go. Just on the spectacle alone, if you find my failings entertaining, it's okay. I'm okay with it. I understand. My first time really managing a commercial project. And it is not gone the way it should have gone. Anyway, I can't really edit this video. Let's get into what the job offer is. Why not? Post it also in the Facebook community. I'm going to have to post in other places. Here it is. We've got some programming code. Regard Doom there's an unknown crash, and we don't know how to necessarily debug for it. The solved part, the WebSocket stuff was done yesterday. The only thing now is to allow the DSM Manager.NET solution to run on the actual Juice Java 5 EE server to finish the engine changes so it doesn't crash. Known multiplayer issue, fake audio and rasterizers are needed to get the server to run the game without graphics or sound, just data. Headless Godot solves this problem, but it's only for Linux, not Windows. And our server is Windows-based. Right now, the version of the engine that uses the dummy rasterizer runs until the local DS fake player is created. Yeah, so we found this out that you have to basically fake out your audio and your images or your graphics so that the server doesn't run those graphics or images, because your server may not be set up to handle that type of input or feedback. So FYI there. Also, by default, related to the solution, an HTML5 game doesn't really even run or connect to a server by default in the version of Godot that we're working with. The new Godot 3.2 it does, but not the current build of 3.1.2. It is what it is. So we found a solution we're just working on. It crashes at the point ready for spawning actor server player 1, but there's no messages, it just exits. So I have no idea why it crashes. The engine changes I made so far here. So there it is. I'll put a link to this video at least. Forgive me if anyone can comment or ask polls, but this is so project specific. Yeah, I know it's really kind of be hard to necessarily look through. And this day is pretty much done on our side. So yeah, man, this is gonna be some oof and a little if you are interested potentially in helping out, like I said, you can put a comment if you're over the age of 14, of course, COPA compliant, or whatever your country says you have to be. And if you got the free time, if you got a week into this. Again, I'm only, hopefully I do sign up someone who I've been talking to about this project on and off, and hopefully they can help us out, because we definitely need some help to get us to the end of this. Freaky Friday indeed, if it's Friday where you're at. Insert a catchy phrase here. I don't have any particular religion I follow, but I will accept prayers at this point. and wish me the best luck. And whatever happens, in any case, I will definitely debrief and vlog about it. We'll see. We'll see. Related to legalities. If this all works out legally, I should be fine. But if it doesn't work out, well then I may not be able to talk specifically more about the project. Insert catchy phrase here, and I'll see you on the next one. And as usual, I wish you the best on your projects. Have a good one. Bye. Oh, Happy New Year! Happy New Year!